We started OnMarket because we wanted every Australian to have the opportunity to invest in IPOs and placements. Most Australians will be familiar with government privatisations and IPOs in the context of Telstra or Medibank or QR. That's 3 IPOs over the last 10 years, and the reason people remember those government privatisations is because they're so rare. People might be really surprised to find out that there's been more than 1,000 IPOs during the last 10 years. But they've barely had the opportunity to invest in them. So what we're doing with OnMarket is making those IPOs and placements available to everyday investors. Investors have had the opportunity to invest in more than 25 IPOs and placements since we launched. On average, an investor who invested the same amount into every transaction would have made 5% if they had held on for a day. They would have made 8% if they had held on for a month. They would have made 32% if they held on for 3 months, and if their average holding period was a year, then they would have made 71%. I think people are really surprised when they hear these are the average performance figures from investing in every IPO. Now, this is really interesting when we think about how IPOs have performed as an asset class. In 2015, there was 93 IPOs in Australia. On average, they performed 23% at the end of the year. Now, this was pretty good when you think about the market, or the ASX 200 declined by 3%, so it's massive outperformance. But what we're excited about for OnMarket members is that we've even outperformed the other IPOs in the market. One of the fun things has been the diversity of the businesses and people that we meet when we're offering IPOs and placements via OnMarket. Jeff Wilson was the first one to use our services, and that was a listed investment company. Now, more recently, we did another one of his companies, WAM Leaders. But we've also enabled investors to invest in other LICs like Monash Absolute Equity Performance, and Cadence Capital. We've offered people access to agricultural produce companies like Dongfang Modern, China Dairy, and industrials like Wolfstrike and JC International. We've been there on healthcare stocks like Novogen, Traditional Therapies, and BDG. And of course, we gave people access to junior resources like Staveley Minerals and LNG. More recently, we've been offering tech IPOs like Mainstream BPO, Pure Profile, Enzumo, there was Wonhe, Tesserant, Tickforce, Buy My Place, and most recently Kicker. So for our investors through OnMarket that is, they've had an opportunity to invest in companies across just about every different spectrum, whether that's in terms of industry or stage of the company's life cycle, whether they're early stage or whether they're a conservative managed exposure to the market. I think that people are most surprised about 2 features that you don't see on other platforms. The first is, if you invite people to OnMarket using your referral code, then we will pay you 25% of our revenue in cash on all of those people's allocations for the next 2 years. And these payments are uncapped. Let's say someone has 500 people in their contact list. So over the next 2 years, that can be a substantial sum of money that we pay to people that simply forward on their OnMarket code and invite people to join OnMarket. We also give people that bid 25% of our revenue. Now, people are used to paying brokerage when they bid, not receiving payments. So we've turned that model on its head. And the reason we do this is we really want people to join OnMarket and to share it. The more people on market, the more IPOs we'll be able to give you access to. Now, the other feature is the Join a Campaign feature. This gives our subscribers the power to win IPOs. When we go to companies and we tell them there are hundreds or thousands of investors interested in seeing their company on market, it really gives us a strong chance of being able to offer it. I think that's one of the reasons we've seen on-market IPOs outperform the aftermarket, because there's such a spread of investors. Now, that's good for the companies that use us, and it's good for our investors. It's a very, very simple process. You don't need to open a share trading account with us. All you need to do is confirm that you've read the prospectus. And if you want us to deposit those shares with your existing stockbroker, then just enter your holder identification number, your HIN. Now, if you change your mind, you can cancel your bid all the way up until the offer close date, and we'll refund your money overnight. We don't spruik offers. You won't be hearing from us breathless comments about something being the next Uber and so forth. But we are looking forward to bringing you more IPOs. So we'll see you on market.
Come on, Benny, what's your favourite song?
I'm not doing this because I know you'll cut it in.
Come on, what is it? Is it Kenny Rogers or Johnny Cash? I can't remember.
It's hard to pick between them. And, in Paradise by the Dashboard Light.